Hi Gemini, welcome to your May reading and happy birthday to anybody who has a birthday in May. I wish you all the best. Okay, so just going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot and just seeing what information comes through for you guys, seeing what the moons are going to be doing for you, in what houses. I'm also going to use a different spread than normal. This is something that I do in occasional readings with clients and stuff like that, and it works really well. And I'm going to focus a lot on maybe love relationships this time because that's what it feels like, but also focusing on general. So that means anything, let's just have a look, move this around a little bit. So that means anything that comes through here and have this feeling of, okay, well, this is a message that's definitely coming forwards for you. And also be doing a Whispering Woods card as well. So let's see what the first, wow, this has come out, I think, in, well, at least the last reading. And I do shuffle in between takes and I also shuffle on camera. So it's very determined when this one wants to come in. So the Knight of Swords is about decisive action. It's also about letting your opinion be known. Sometimes it's making haste and you've just decided something and you're going swiftly in to do that. But this could also be a younger air sign person. So it could be a Libra, a Gemini or Aquarius person who comes in with this feeling of wanting to get things done, who wants to shake things up a little bit. Maybe they want to be, I don't know, very focused in your life, and there could be somebody who really has something to say that's going to shake up your world. Something that I noticed last time I saw this reading, as in the reading as well, was that the little feathers from these birds, they're normally seen as symbols of messages. So it could be that your action is based on messages that you get very, very swiftly. So I feel as though if you've been waiting for, oh, okay, somebody's just told me, I mean, somebody, not literally somebody, it's a guide. Those of you who may receive a message from an ex or a potential partner or even your spouse or something like that, and they come in and actually it could even be business. This is something that they're telling me now, it could even be business, but something, it riles you up and it makes you want to get them out or get revenge or some. This is very much a case of, hang on a second, you do not disrespect me. This is the vibe I'm getting from that card. It's, hold up a second. You do not disrespect me. You do not go ahead and just ignore me anymore. This is what I want and this is how I'm going to get it. So there's definitely a determination there. Oh, okay, Taurus had this as well. The Hanged Man. So you could be feeling that you're in the middle of something. You have a lot of patience, I think, with yourself, but this needs to be a little bit of understanding why you're in this situation. It could be pause for thought before you jump into it. So as much as you want to go against somebody and say, you've disrespected me, how dare you, I'm going to show you exactly what I think of you. Or even if it could be, I'm going to put this idea into motion and you're going to rue the day. It's kind of saying, maybe just think about it for a little bit longer because you have the key to release yourself here. You don't want to get yourself in another situation. This could be a case for a rebound as well. Like, oh, well, you've got another girlfriend or you've got another boyfriend. Let me show you. I'm going to get myself a really nice hunky person and I'm going to, it could be just saying, look, wait a minute, just kind of see and breathe through that. It could also be that you want to really hand your notice in to somebody this month and like, look, I've had it up to here, I'm going to hand my notice in. Similarly though, actually, let's have a look. Similarly, this looks like you want to be shutting down or really, where's my little unicorn? Here's my little unicorn, but I am just going to use it this way around. So he's going up through there and he's going to kind of chop that off. So it's kind of like you're really sick of being in this position, like maybe being the same emotional state, or maybe you are sick of being in the same job. So he's going to come here and go and kind of cut those chains. You do already have the key to doing that, and it may take a little bit longer than usual, but ultimately it's your decision as to what you want to do. Okay, Three of Wands. This came up again as well. in the Taurus reading. So this is very synchronized. This is about your preparation. This is your foresight. This is how you want to negotiate with things. This is how you want to continue on your road and continue on the path that's in front of you. But I'm just going to move on to the next card. Okay, so you have the Empress here, and the Empress is a very strong card for giving to other people. It could also be healing. You may have an abundance of healing and energy to give other people as well. So that could also be here. What I feel in this card in particular is the fact that you could be wanting to change so much in your life but not really sure where to go and want to bring in love or bring in that new opportunity, and you could take huge leaps this month to try and get that. But with this one here, the Empress kind of brings forwards a sense of nature and abundance and feeling very in tune with how you want to be in life, or how you want to be considered, or how you want to show up for people. And you could actually be in the center of a huge group of people and you draw people to you. Now, some of them may be better than others, not going to lie. They could be looking to you for help. They could be looking to you for understanding. But I do believe that you are going to be kind of holding court this month and have this intense connection with each other. And I do believe that within this as well, you are going to start seeing yourself as a power player. So maybe you're going to come into yourself as a, hey, hang on a second, I'm going to be this person, I'm going to present this persona, I'm going to do this because I really need to work it. For some reason, law of attraction is coming up very strongly with this reading as well. And I get some of you are going to want to try and, bear with me just one moment, I'm going to see what kind of messages my guys are trying to bring me about law of attraction. Okay, some of you are going to want to use this to prove somebody else wrong, and that is kind of a defeatist way. What you need to use it for is to prove yourself right, that you can bring in this, that you can, and do it for yourself. Don't do it on behalf of anybody else just to prove a point. What you need to do is make sure that it's for yourself and for your own benefit. High Priestess is a very strong intuitive card. So again, it's using the unconscious awareness that you have inbuilt already to try and intuit your way through life and your way to the next stage. This could be also a Pisces person who comes in and gives you a hand. I feel as though this is kind of saying, hold off on acting just yet. There is a potential unfolding that you may not know about. So make sure that you tread softly. You maybe can't resist a mystery this month as well. And, you know, that kind of correlates with the new moon in your 12th house. Now, the new moon is on the 4th of May. And when that comes in, it gives you this sense of new beginnings and manifestation, yes, but also setting your intention. And I feel that with this being very much a card of intricacies and intuition, and I'll speak that word correctly one day, but intuition and all that feeling of enlightenment, this moon falling in your 12th house is very much a case of looking into something that may be in your subconscious that you haven't dealt with yet, your shadow self, your feeling of ascension, and what you're doing to hire yourself, to better yourself every single day. It may not be the acting immediately on somebody else's challenge. You know, somebody could throw down the gauntlet to you this month and you'll go, yes, okay, I'll show you. But it may be that actually not rising to the bait is best than anything else. So if a lover or a spouse or even a colleague is like, I can do this better than you, or you're not, you need to prove yourself worthy for me, this is not the way to go about it. You need to say, well, if you don't like me how I am, stuff off. You know what I mean? Oh, and you have the 10 of Wands here. So this could be about your feeling of burdens and responsibilities that you have already around you. But there is a good way of dealing with these. The full moon, actually, on the 18th of May, is in Scorpio. So that's going to be a case of looking at your health, maybe things that you didn't really want to think about, and have to kind of deliberate on how you want to go about solving those problems. So it could be that you're so wrapped up in your issues or your digestion issues or your enemies, people who are kind of placing everything on you. I get exes a lot here for you guys. So it could be that previous hurts are still weighing you down. Now, what this kind of does is weigh your health down too. Your emotional health, your mental health, and what the full moon in Scorpio is saying is completely overhaul. Go deep inside yourself. Now, I'm a Scorpio and I have Gemini moon, so this kind of is a double whammy for me. But it does feel like for those of you who have a similar combination, you could be trying to go very deep within yourself to completely overhaul your health, your mental health, your emotional health, in order to get rid of the things like the boulder at the bottom of the ocean that's dragging you down, to get rid of that and move forwards and actually be healthier for it. You don't do anything. It's not worth stepping away from your past just because you don't want to think about it. Recognize it, acknowledge it, and then let it go, because that's all you can do to better yourself, I think, this time at this moment. Now, because the new moon is in Taurus as well, and I know I was saying that's in your 12th house, it's kind of like saying be practical about things. Make sure that you can approach this with a very keen and just eye. You don't need to jump in at the deep end, because that could cause more problems and more burdens for yourself here. And what a joyous card to end on. Because if you do actually focus on the benefits and the beginnings and your faith and plan things before acting on them, get the help you need with the Empress, you can draw people to you. You can get the law of attraction going with this, and kind of, if you have the idea, you can draw it in. And then the Fool energy comes in saying, you know what, I feel so refreshed and better for doing this. I feel better for biding my time. I feel better for having the idea, yes, and getting the power and the determination to do it, but I haven't just rushed off into the distance and then realised I needed a map to figure out where the heck I was going. This I needed to kind of contemplate and measure myself over and look at it, and you'll be all the better for it. I genuinely believe that, Gemini. So maybe, for instance, it's better to draw the painting before you fill in it with colour, instead of maybe it's plan the book story before you start writing it. Maybe it's better to research how you get to a certain location, or how long it's going to be, or the things you may need to avoid before you plan that journey. Get the visas, you know what I mean? So it could be something as simple as that, but I think also it could be more intricate, like researching a person, or doing your homework on a new job opportunity, having a look at what's actually been offered to you as a challenge before you jump in at the deep end and go, okay, I accept. It may cause you more hard work than you anticipated, so just carry on your own pace and your own path, I think, for this time. I'm just going to do you a whispered card here, and the one you have, oh my god, just, okay, path, there we go. Wander on the path less travelled. What you find might surprise you. So it's kind of saying that the path that you're on, nobody else has ever travelled that before. That's the thing that comes through to me. Other people, they want you to do what they think is best. They want you to go here, they want you to go there, they want you to try and, get a reaction out of you. But if you, instead of jumping up to them and go, yeah, okay, I'll show you, maybe the different path is to go, you know what, you're not worth my time, and kind of do whatever else it was that you wanted to do in the first place. Because that is about making sure that you can connect with it yourself. You don't have to make excuses for saying no to somebody. For instance, if you're in a bar and somebody goes, hey, go on, have another drink, go on, have another drink, go on, have another drink. And you're like, I don't want one. Why? Well, I've got work tomorrow. Why? Well, because, don't argue with these people. Just go no. They can't argue with your opinion of no. They can't argue with your opinion of yes, But they will try and get around you if you give them an excuse. So just be committed to the path that you want to go on. It's not right, yes, jumping in and kind of pushing forward, but plan things. Make sure that you understand the path that you're on, or the direction that you're on. This doesn't mean that you need to throw caution to the wind. This means that you know the path you're on, and you know kind of what's going to come up for you in the future. but it's still something that you can explore along the way. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to jump into the middle of it and go, ha, I beat you. Enjoy it. See where it leads you. You may miss something if you're so determined to get another person and show your ex that you're happy, or to rush into a marriage with somebody because you're determined to beat your other friend who always seems to do things before you. Your path doesn't have to be the same as other people. Your path has to be your path. Nobody else has travelled your path before, so just kind of enjoy the ride and the journey as you're going along. I hope that helps you though, Gemini. I really do. And I really appreciate your comments, letting me know how things are going for you. It really brightens up my day. I enjoy them quite a bit, so thank you so much for leaving those. If you do like a reading, that's going to be in the description box below, as well as how to support the channel or become a patron and have a tarot reading a month. But thank you so much for being with me and allowing me to read for you. I hope this goes well for you in May. And as always, take care of yourselves. I'll speak to you guys soon, Gemini.